Hello and welcome to Character Unlock 2020 Episode 1, because I don't actually know what episode we're on just overall, so I'm going to start from scratch again.
Fucking knew you were going to do that. Just before you started, I was like, he's not asked me what episode number it is.
It's 84. I opened up the email because I'm a smart man. Hello, I'm John, hosting, and with me is Mr. Brooker. Brooks, how are we?
I am alright, thank you, buddy. I'm alright. How about you?
Yeah, I'm great. So this is, like I said, it's our first episode of 2020. How was your Christmas and New Year's?
It was alright. For the most part, when I was at home, it was chilled out and relaxed, and to be fair, most of it I was at work. It was a majority working Christmas this year.
Nice.
But, you know, I mean, you work there, it's dead quiet, you know.
Yeah, it's almost like everyone else takes the time off work, so there's nothing to do.
It was a weird environment, because obviously everyone's like, oh, there's no one here. Let's see if we can leave early. And like the whole time, I say everybody in the office. There were 8 of us in the office, an office of 40. There were 8 of us in, and 7 of us are going, oh, when can we leave? I wonder what time they're going to let us leave. I wonder what time we can get away with leaving. And the whole time I'm going, will you just shut up? Because I'm actually trying to get some work done. Not because I want to be a martyr or because I want to go, I did the work while I was away. No cunt leaves me alone when I'm at work. It was a perfect opportunity for me to actually get some shit done in peace and quiet.
It's literally you're just sitting there going, right, everyone's wondering what time that they can go home. Fucking just go
leave.
home.
Just leave. So
just fuck off.
I can work,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, I worked Christmas once,
Yeah.
and I literally came in like an hour earlier than I normally would have done. So I was getting there for like just gone 7.
Yeah.
I was skipping my lunch breaks and using like an hour of toilet. And I was going home at midday for the 3 days that I was there because I couldn't be fucked staying any longer. There was nothing to do. So I was literally smashing a chunk of work out and then fucking off. I actually got, in the 3 days, got like 60 calls closed.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I got shitloads done. I'm doing a load of stuff that, like, doing it in hours or during normal working time would be a pain in the ass because it affects everybody, the stuff I'm doing. But because there were a grand total of 40 people on site, I'd just go willy-nilly at the shit I needed to do. It was great. I legitimately got loads done.
And everyone's just sort of sitting there. If what you're doing affects them, they're probably just looking at it going, you know what? They probably did it because there's like only 3 people here.
Yeah.
And then you gave them an excuse to go home themselves.
Exactly. How about you, mate? How was your Christmas and New Year?
So, literally, as I think I mentioned on the last podcast, we finished recording. I went to bed, and then I had the next day off, and I was off from then until, well, the second week of January. And I spent the entire time, apart from the gig in Birmingham, at my mum's in Yorkshire playing Football Manager with a dog sitting next to me.
Nice.
Well, sleeping next to me, because that's what dogs do.
Yes, it is.
And occasionally going picking up one of his toys and throwing it around the room.
I love it when dogs do that.
It's actually fucking brilliant, because one of his Christmas presents was a spider.
Was it Squeaky one?
It was a squeaky, soft, like plushy spider, and it's now only got 6 legs, so it's technically not a spider.
Okay.
It's now just like a beetle.
Yeah, that's a crab.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. But he still picks it up and throws it around because it's fucking hilarious.
See, Cookie, whenever she gets squeaky toys, not so much now. I think she's just getting a bit old and can't be asked.
Yeah.
But she used to get squeaky toys like all the time for Christmas and just gifts and that, and like she'd go at these things with just surgical lethality as she removed the squeaker without damaging anything else on this toy. It was terrifying to watch. You kind of look at it and go, you're a reincarnated serial killer. Like 100%. You are so good at doing that without causing any actual damage. It's quite scary.
Yeah, I can half imagine that. No, Tobe's completely different when it comes to toys. It's literally rip. Well, no, he plays with it for a while, and then he finds a spot, like it's usually like a leg or an ear or something that's sticking out that shouldn't necessarily be sticking out, like to make it completely round, like a perfect sphere. then he will just like lick at that bit for a while and then just chew on it until eventually it comes off. And then that's it. He'll then go move on to the next thing that makes it not perfectly spherical.
Nice.
Until eventually it gets to a perfect sphere and he's not interested anymore because he doesn't like balls. For literally, he's like you bounce a tennis ball, he's just not interested.
Fair enough. Wow.
So
yeah, so it was a good Christmas then.
yeah, it was entertaining. And I'm still playing Football Manager.
Of course
Well,
you are.
I'm not playing Football Manager right now while we're talking on the podcast. I've actually closed it and everything.
Wow, that may be a first.
Yeah, to be fair, I need to run Windows updates on my PC, so it's a good excuse to do it because it needs to shut down rather than just go to sleep tonight. So there's that. So and Lee had some fun, I guess, over Christmas. I know he'd been texting me about Star Wars for a while, so I'm guessing he's enjoying that. But that's, I guess, for another episode when he comes online for us.
Yeah.
The next time we eventually ask him to do an episode with us. So
I'm sure it won't be far away.
Yeah, probably not. Probably. Wait, when's his month to choose? Next month, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess he'll come on for when we do that one because there's no point in us talking about us playing a game when it was his choice of game.
True enough.
Probably should have got him on for this one just because we played with him.
Yeah, maybe. Should have thought about it a bit sooner.
Yeah.
Sorry,
maybe.
Lee.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
So let's move on to some news. And fresh off the press from, was it last night? Ish?
Yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, and Xbox have got free reign of E3 this year because Sony have said they're not doing it again. That's 2 in a row.
Well, I don't blame them.
Not only is it 2 in a row, but it's also in a year where Xbox are releasing a new console. So
yeah, I think Sony are probably doing the right thing. I don't know where that lands with the majority opinion. I don't know what many people think.
yeah,
But I think their state of play thing, I think, works really well.
yeah.
I really like the 2 they did last year. I think that's going to be the best way to show off their new equipment. I don't think you need, and don't get me wrong, I like watching Phil Spencer. I love watching him on stage, and I think he's really good. He's really charismatic. And he's fun to watch, and they always do a big deal. This is going to be the new Xbox. It's going to look like this, as they point to this thing that raises out the floor like a giant erection.
World premiere.
Exactly, but I don't need to know what it looks like.
No.
And this is the big thing for so long as it doesn't look, as long as it's not the size of a chest of drawers, and I can fit it on my TV stand somewhere, I don't give a fuck. And maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I just don't give a shit what these things look like. As long as I can put discs into it and it can play my game, I don't care what it looks like. 95% of the time it's spent behind a closed door in my TV cab.
True. I mean, mine's literally sitting on the roughly just the edge of my desk. So that's where the next one's going to sit, is just roughly the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Because it's away from the TV.
Yeah. I'll be more interested in after E3 when journalists and that get their hands on the new boxes, whether it be the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, whatever it was called, and they take pictures of it next to current console so we can get a bit of a size, but we can see it to scale. But even then, I don't care. If they make it Larry Pink for all I give a shit, it's going in the cabinet. I don't care.
You could probably make your own one Larry Pink if you really wanted to.
Well, yeah, I probably could. And the thing is, right, so I saw a couple of posts yesterday going, oh, Sony making the wrong choice, this is where all the media attention comes from. But it's not.
No, not anymore.
The people that follow E3 are people like you and me. People that want to know more than just the game release date. Everybody else watches cut up YouTube clips of the E3 shows and watches the
Everybody
trailers.
watches fucking cut up YouTube clips of Fortnite.
Yeah. But what I mean is, they're not doing like us. They're not okay. There are, and millions of people do stay up and watch the streams, or sit up, or get up early and watch streams, depending on where they are. But that's not the majority of people that buy games. The majority of people that buy games don't know really, or don't care about E3. Bunch of fucking journalists and influencers and all this other shit, being paid to change the direction of E3. No one gives two shits. So if Sony want to do a 40-minute YouTube video once every 3 months talking about the games they've got coming Nintendo Direct style, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if Sony aren't putting out any hardware this year, which is entirely possible, then there's no point in them even trying to compete with Xbox at E3 when they could, if they've got hardware, say, next year, perfect time to have an E3 conference for the first time in 2 years, because that then becomes a thing. Them not doing E3 for 2 years is a big thing, with them coming around and saying returning to E3, Sony.
Yeah.
As opposed to coming back after a year out, which kind of means nothing. So there is, if they've got nothing to show off apart from new games, which could be shown off by any of the other publishers.
Yeah.
Which probably will. I don't for a second think that all of the games will be on Xbox that get shown off at E3 this year. There will be fair few Nintendo ones coming out of Ubisoft probably, and there'll be a lot of PlayStation ones that'll be shown off. Unless Microsoft for some reason decide to go full and go, you know what, we're the only ones here console-wise. Yeah. We're going to have every game that's put on will be shown off as an Xbox game.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
I think people also need to remember that, the conferences that we watch, the conferences that everybody gets so hyped up about at E3. So, Bethesda, EA, Square, all these others, these aren't E3 conferences. They happen in LA at the same time E3 is happening, and they're generally rolled into the whole E3 event. But these aren't actual legitimate E3 events.
No.
They're not filmed on the E3 show floor. They're not anything to do with the ESA. They're put on independently by each publisher or company or whatever, and they just happen to have timed it at the same time that E3 is happening because that works best for them. But again, these aren't E3 events, so Sony going, well, we're just not going to do one this year. I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure one of the publishers, not that long ago, did an E3 in New York because they weren't there. Okay. They just decided to go, fuck it, we're gonna just do one in our own studio, just over here, and then just time it and just say it's an E3 thing. So, I'm pretty sure EA haven't actually been inside E3 for a while. They always do theirs.
It's been about 5 years since EA have had a showing at E3.
Yeah,
and actually weren't there last year.
True. So, well, I suppose with E3 now needing to make money and allowing anyone who decides to try and buy a ticket in, rather than being just news outlets.
Yeah.
I guess the publisher's just seeing it as this is just another fucking bullshit event.
Yeah.
Let's just go to Gamescom like they've been doing for a while.
Yeah.
And the Tokyo Game Show and some other stuff. Well, XO19 from around the world.
Yep.
So there's that. Sony not going to E3. And we've got some game delays. Speaking of Sony, one of them being Final Fantasy. Shock. That's not coming out when it was originally thought it was going to be coming out. When are we expecting it now?
So I think that was due. Was it due in March?
Yeah.
I think, and it's now due in September, I think.
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry, I'm wrong. It was delayed by 5 weeks, so it was due in March and is now due in April.
It's not so bad.
No.
It depends on what that 5 weeks is to cover.
Polish. Polish and maybe to keep it away from certain other video game releases, although it does put it closer to things like Cyberpunk, if I remember rightly.
To be fair, if you think about it, if you want to take sales away from Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy's probably one to do it.
Yeah, I would be curious to know what the crossover is between Final Fantasy remake players and Cyberpunk players. I'll be playing both, but I will be buying neither.
I have already got a pre-order in for Cyberpunk. I will probably not play Final Fantasy ever.
I will play Final Fantasy because it did sell me when we played it at EGX last year. Cyberpunk will be played, will possibly be bought if it ever goes cheap, but it comes out too close to Doom and Resident Evil 3, and Cyberpunk is far down the list for me away from those two.
Well, seeing as The Witcher 3 is on Game Pass,
yeah,
you probably, and it's also been on deals with Gold and all its DLC. I think I've got like the Witcher 3, whatever the fuck, Ultimate, all of the content edition.
Yeah.
I think I bought that for like 15 quid, like at least a Christmas ago.
Yeah, see, I would be willing to wait to play Cyberpunk to get an offer somewhere or a deal of some description, buy it cheap physically, because historically it's not the kind of game that I would play or sink hours into. So what I don't want to do is buy it digitally and then not fucking play it.
True. I mean, I bought The Witcher digitally and I still haven't started it.
Yeah.
Only because it's a time sink, and as much as I've got a lot of time, I don't have the frame of mind to throw loads of time into a game.
No.
So there's that. Well, to be fair, saying I don't have the kind of frame of mind to sink a lot of time into it, as a person who is already probably notched up well over 300 hours into Football Manager, and it's only been out since November.
Wow. It might be a bit much.
I'm gonna just quickly open up Steam and check. I've played for 402 hours.
Fucking hell, mate. That's insanity. Oh, pardon me.
So I've got 402 hours total. My last session is 100 hours, or my longest session's 100 hours. I don't know what that.
Jesus.
Use stats. Oh, playtime in the last 2 weeks is 100 hours.
Fucking hell, mate.
But counter argument to that is that it literally doesn't get closed. So I don't know how many of those hours are me actually playing it, or versus me just having it on in the background.
Fair enough.
Occasionally pressing the space bar to move time forwards. Closest one of my friends is a guy I know called Rob, who has 171 hours. One of my friends, Lewis, is 85 hours, and Harlan's got 72.
Jesus Christ.
With 52 as his last 2 weeks. He is managing Grimsby Town.
Wow. Okay.
So, further game delays, apart from Final Fantasy, is that Avengers has got a delay, which kind of expected, seeing as it didn't look particularly close to finished when it was at EGX.
See, that's the one that had the slightly bigger delay. So that was due out in May, and it's been delayed now till September, which is a chunky old delay. The problem with that is no one actually knows what's due out in September this year. You know, that's traditionally the start of silly season, so God knows what's going to happen to Avengers then, because I don't know. People going to care about an Avengers game?
I part of me feels like that they've distanced themselves significantly by releasing it in September. They've distanced themselves significantly from Marvel films.
Yeah, so the thing, so I remember saying originally that the best thing they could have done was to get this out relatively close to Endgame, mainly to get in the fans that want to play more and the casuals that I want to play Avengers. But it's probably smart not to because you don't want people thinking it's a movie time because it's really really not.
Yeah, you'll end up with a load of people going, "Oh, this is nothing like the
Yeah,
Avengers thing. This isn't Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
yeah,
I want to be Scarlett Johansson
yeah,
and follow her around with a really low camera angle all the time
yes,
because apparently everyone is playing yeah, Automata.
yeah, or Lollipop Chainsaw.
Yeah,
Uh, but I
apparently that's one of the hardest achievements to not get, just in general.
what in Lollipop Chainsaw?
No, just it's like literally, it's like apart from achievements where you get it for just like turning the game on
Yeah,
and like, but getting the achievement for not looking up her skirt is one of the hardest to get because apparently it just pops just like when she does certain moves
yeah,
because well she's upside down.
yeah,
So unless you can purposefully move the camera angle around perfectly when she does certain flips that you don't end up looking up her skirt, apparently it's yeah. I don't have it because I've never played the game.
I have it because I have played the game. I
But
don't remember how easy it was. I got it because it was a Suda game and I like Suda games. Uh, but it was quite a while ago. And I remember it being a lot of fun, actually.
I kind of half want to play it because it does seem like a load of crazy fun, but yeah, not not something I'm gonna go out of my way to pick up.
No. But yeah, but Avengers, yeah, there. Obviously, I'm not daft. There is a fan base for it. I am curious as to how fans of the films react to it.
Not, I'm not sure fans of the films are, well, like any of the more recent Marvel games that aren't the obvious movie tie-in ones. Marvel games have never really been about the the films fans. It's always been about the comic book fans.
Yeah,
Uh, you could argue that the films are for comic book fans themselves, but ever since like the first couple of Marvel films, and they've really fallen into massive category of what it is.
yeah,
You can't say that it's going to be exclusively just like the comic book fans that will play these games now, but things like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance are definite comic book fans, no
yeah,
film fans. So this one, I'd probably argue, is on the same kind of wavelength because it's definitely for the comic fans, but they will get a big chunk of people playing it because they like the films. And the films have really opened comic books up for that, and Big Bang Theory
yeah,
really opened comic book fans up for everyone.
yeah,
But well, both me and Lee said we didn't need to play Avengers at EGX last year because we'd both probably end up buying the game anyway.
yeah,
Kind of wish I had played it because it's not coming out until fucking September now.
yeah. I mean, this is it. I wouldn't have minded playing it because I don't know if I'm going to play it. I'm not 100% sure it's for me. Uh,
Well, you could rent it, and that'll be the game that we end up playing in September.
yeah, that will probably be how it goes about because once we get to September, there are going to be a million other games I want to play, and obviously, Christmas and would be post Fright Fest, which costs me a fortune every year.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it costs me a fucking fortune. I just bought my coach tickets for Glasgow.
Going by coach.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It's £170 return by train. It's
Fuck that.
it's £18 return by coach.
But it does take you 3.5 days.
I think it's 8 hours there and 10 hours back. But the one going, so it leaves Milton Keynes at midnight and gets me to Glasgow at 7:30 in the morning.
That's
So
not so bad.
I'll just fucking sleep for the entire time I'm on the coach. I'm fine with that.
Does it stop anywhere?
Oh yeah, of course it does.
Well, I don't mean it does it. I mean, does it stop anywhere that's actually like a proper
Oh, I don't know.
break stop, as
I don't
opposed to just like letting the people on and off Leeds?
Unknown.
Okay. A lot of night coaches like that do usually have like a 30-minute
Yeah,
stop window for people to get off and have breakfast and things.
yeah. But I can't check into my hotel till like 3 o'clock. So I'm quite happy to get to Glasgow and then go find somewhere to sit and have breakfast and just read my book.
Yeah, I mean, I've coached to Yorkshire a couple of times, and usually my laptop battery lasts long enough that I can play Football
Yeah,
Manager on the coach because that's all I do
just wherever I go, I'm playing Football Manager.
on battery without having to worry about power,
Yeah,
like the for the whole coach journey. But then I'm stuck in York.
yeah. I mean, I'll be fine. I've got a Kindle and I read, so it's all
True.
good.
You should pick up Football Manager.
No,
Not even a little bit.
no. I would rather clean out someone else's knob cheese with my own thumbnail.
You could have gone a lot worse than that, but I'll allow it. So, any other developments in the video gaming world that we know of?
Nah, I suppose there's plenty happened, but nothing worth talking about.
You're right. You right. So, let's go to a what we've been playing. And so we both played one game, so I'll let you go on the other one that you've got.
I have two others actually.
Okay, that's different to what you emailed me, so
I remembered one after I emailed you.
fuck you then,
Yeah.
Mr. Brooks. Fuck you.
Well, you don't usually bother reading the email, so I didn't think it was actually worth emailing again to fix it. So
I'm not going to argue with you.
no. Okay, so my two games really quick. The first one I picked up in a sale for £3 just before Christmas. It was in the Christmas sale, funnily enough.
That makes sense.
On Xbox. So I picked it up mainly for Nikita because it looked like dumb fun for her, and it is the Goosebumps game.
Genius.
It's the game that's set just before the first Goosebumps movie with Jack Black in, and it's basically a really, really boiled down, very, very simple LucasArts point and click game.
Sounds great.
But it's nowhere near as good as a LucasArts game.
Oh,
But it's got that, see, what happens when you rub two sticks on a doll's private area and see if anything happens, kind of thing.
okay.
But I was like, well, I'll play it, see how easy it is, and see how difficult it is, because Nikita's 6 and she plays the occasional game but doesn't play much. And I finished the game in like an hour and a half. So, oh, okay.
Nice.
So the basic premise is anybody that's seen Goosebumps or read a Goosebumps book will know who Slappy the ventriloquist doll is.
Yes.
So
Even someone who's never
Yeah.
watched or read Goosebumps, or even the kids' TV show on the BBC, Goosebumps,
yeah. So
that
Slappy
I
has
still
taken
know
over.
who Slappy is.
Slappy has taken over the TV station in a little town, and you have to stop him. It's that. But you have you live in a house that's haunted. You have to find your way around and get out, and you have to do little puzzles and all kinds of silly shit. It's a very, very basic. If you can imagine like Grim Fandango for 3-year-olds, and this is basically what this game is. But I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. I was off work. I'd come home. I'd come home from work on Wednesday because I was ill. I made myself a cup of coffee. I dragged the footstool over in front of the TV, and I switched it on. And before I walked the dog that afternoon, I finished the game. And it was kind of fun. Slappy's a fun character. He's not in it much, but he's always a fun character. R.L. Stein was in it because it's a prequel to the film, so R.L. Stein's in it. So after I finished it, I took dog for a walk and I came back and I was like, this thing was a bit of a fucking trophy thrower, man. Let's see what I had done achievement wise. I got like 70% of the achievements in this one sitting. So I found myself a little guide and went, I have two things I have to work for. The rest of these are going to pop if I just play the game ever so slightly differently. So I did it again, and in the space of 3 hours, I got I 1000G'd this Goosebumps game.
Nice.
It is not my stupidest 1000G, but it is close to my stupidest 1000G. Was fun though.
Yeah, I can imagine it being totally up your street.
I I legitimately I bought it because I wanted Nikita to play it, and it is so simple to do. It's it's literally like you want to go into the house, press up to go into house. That kind of dumb shit.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'll be playing that with her at some point and reporting back.
I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be fun. The only other thing I played was after you, me, and Lee played our game. Was I played some Rocket League with some friends from work.
Oh yes, you did mention that.
8 of us in total.
Fuck, that's
8 of us cross-platform. I have to say this. I've played a couple of games cross-platform-ish. I played Call of Duty with one of the lads from work, and he was on PlayStation, I was on Xbox, and it worked fine. But to have 8 people, I think 3 of us were on the PlayStation, 5 of us on the Xbox, all just playing this fucking game. It was carnage, absolute fucking carnage. But it was such a blast. I forgot how much fun Rocket League can be, and it's even more fun if you're playing with 7 other people, and only 2 of them have actually got any semblance of idea how to play properly.
sounds like I should have been there and just like ruined everyone at Rocket League.
I don't think you would have stood a chance against certain people from my office, who everybody was yelling at.
Why? Because they were just like taking it seriously.
Just owning everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. It was good fun. I'm glad I reinstalled it, and I will be leaving it on. The only problem is, now once a day, the first thing I have to do is mute the fucking WhatsApp group that is called, I forgot what it's called.
Rocket League Champions.
It's called Rocket League something or other. Operation Rocket League, which was one guy trying to get us all together to play Rocket League.
Mute 1 year.
What is it? I have to I get home from work and first I do mute for 8 hours because we played last Thursday, and I think we played again last Wednesday, and then we played again Thursday. And after that, I was busy, and like Monday, they all text, oh, let's get in the game. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm watching TV because The Outsider started on Sunday night. Like, no, I'm gonna watch The Outsider, and my fucking phone would not shut up. And of course, because I've got my phone mirroring on my watch, my phone's beeping, my watch is beeping. I'm like, I'm trying to watch my fucking show, man. Just piss off. So yeah, the new ritual is home from work, make coffee, walk dog, mute stupid fucking WhatsApp group. But apart from that, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds hilarious. Sounds brilliant.
It really was carnage.
To be fair, there's nothing quite like playing a game with a group of friends.
No, it was absolutely brilliant. Certain people, I kept ramming into them on the field and blowing them up.
Nice.
Which was brilliant because he plays split screen with his wife.
Oh. You bastard.
And you could you could hear him getting really pissed at me and her just pissing herself down the mic. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I want to play more Rocket League.
Awesome. Trying to think if I actually played anything else apart from Football Manager, which I'm not even going to bother talking about. And well, obviously, Halo, Reach. Did I actually play anything else? FIFA, COD. Wait, no, yes, I did play something else. I played a game that I got that I tweeted about when I mentioned that Boomerang Game sent it to me because it's relatively new.
Oh yeah.
It's I played Bee Simulator
Why?
because it was on Boomerang. I saw it and I added it to my list along with a couple of other games like weird simulators. Like there's a truck driver simulator and Train World 2020, I think it's called, is the next one that's on my list. But it's on a long
Uh,
wait because I'm assuming they've only got
train
like
Train Sim World.
yeah they've only got like 3 copies of it or something,
Fair enough.
and therefore everyone who's currently got it has got it already. So I'm just sitting here not able to play Train Sim World. But I played Bee Simulator, which is a massive political statement disguised as a video game.
How do you make a massive political statement with a game about bees?
Because one of the first things it actually tells you is that once all the bees go, everyone dies.
Okay.
It's pretty much, and then it just goes into right. Bees are dying off because global warming and farmers putting out pesticides are killing bees.
Okay.
This is before you even actually start playing any of the game. I'm pretty sure this game's designed for children, and yet they're throwing up the apocalypse at them.
I mean, yeah. Well, if you want to get, if you want to get kids to learn about shit like that, the way to teach them
Yeah.
is through shit that interests them.
I'm not ragging on the game.
No.
The game was fun for the amount of time I put into it. It is literally how you expect it to be. You get guided through how to fly as a bee, how to collect pollen, the different types of flower and what it is that they do you. So depending on the color of the flower in your bee sense, depends on how much you get out of it and the quality of the pollen for flying around. And you have to then deliver the pollen to a hive as you fly through.
Okay.
You have to also watch out for predators for the bees, like birds and things.
Okay.
Uh, I didn't get much further than past the tutorial because I didn't really see the need to actually play any more of it.
Fair enough. How
Uh,
how long was that?
about an hour and a half.
Wow. Still longer than I spent playing Need for Speed Heat.
Yeah, I still haven't got around to actually downloading that yet. I think it's because I didn't see it on EA Access when I last flicked onto it. Because I probably looked on the wrong tab because they've changed it a lot since the last time I was on it.
Oh, okay. I haven't had
Uh,
EA access since October. So.
but I could download Need for Speed and Need for Speed Payback if I wanted to.
Payback's actually a lot of fun. I mean,
Is
you'll finish it quite easily. I got to a point where I got stuck, as I do with all racing games. I just went, I'm done. I tried, I failed. I got further than I usually do with racing games, which I think actually is a testament to the game, the way it let me do that. But no, I've hit my wall. I'm just done.
is Payback, Heat, and Need for Speed like a trilogy, or
Not
is
not as far as I'm aware.
okay? Because I isn't one of them a sequel to another one?
I do not know.
Are there loads of FMVs in Need for Speed Heat?
There's no FMVs in Heat.
Good, because it was fucking. I
There's
hate FMVs.
So the FMV is in Need for
Payback.
Speed. There are no FMVs in Payback.
Okay, I know that. Yes.
There's cutscenes in Payback. No
Okay.
FMV.
Fucking FMVs. It's like it's fucking year 2000 plus. You don't need FMVs in video games anymore.
No, you don't. But no, Heat I couldn't get on with. But yeah, Payback I wholeheartedly recommend. If it's on EA Access and it's not going to cost you anything, get that fucker downloaded. I think you'll enjoy it.
All right, yeah, I'll play Payback. I will download Heat as well because I need to do the 2 hour trial on it as well. And then at some point in the future, I might finish it with EA Access Vault, unless it comes out after mine expires, which is at some point this year.
Fair enough.
Uh, Anything else that I play? No. So we'll move on to the game that me, Brooker, and Lee played together for our first of 12 games that we're going to do this year.
Yeah, so this is our challenge for the year, isn't it? So one
just
game a month.
to actually play with each other.
Yeah, play some co-op. Play some video games with each other. You sort your wording out, dude.
just to play with each other.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about this game.
Okay, so we played a game that is only just out because it's only just been given its 4K texture upgrade for current generation of stuff, which is straight onto the Master Chief Collection, which is Halo Reach. And so Brooks never played this game before because Halo is not his game.
No, before this, I played one Halo game. I played Combat Evolved.
Which is not that good.
No, it's not. I got about halfway through it, didn't enjoy it at all, gave up. Life's too short. Never went back and played another one.
So, Brooker played Halo Reach for the first time ever. I played Halo Reach for the first time on this generation, and Lee also probably played Reach for the first time on this generation. And we finished it in about 2.5 sittings.
Yeah, it's about 6 hours, I think.
So yeah, which is probably quite close to average, even though we did skip some big chunks of the game because Lee, for some reason, was obsessed with just doing it quickly, rather than, which was a bit. It's like let's just skip this entire section, okay? But we're not getting any story, which is kind of useful for someone who's never played this game before.
Yeah.
But it's not like you missed anything.
Well, the thing, I can glean most of what was going on, but I had no commitment to the game at all because of it. But to be fair, it was Halo, and I don't think I was ever going to have any commitment to the game. So there was no point in forcing others to slow down so I could get with it for a game that I wasn't enjoying.
Yeah, and the occasional constant skip forwards of whoever was the furthest back because they were still shooting something and someone else had run ahead.
Yeah.
Or that time when me and you were just shooting the hunters inside the club.
Yeah.
And Lee'd already fucked off and taken the helicopter and gone and done something else.
Yeah.
And then we got teleported outside of the same building we were just inside.
Yep.
Not teleported to where he was.
Yeah, I mean, teleported to the helicopter would have been helpful.
But no, we got teleported to the outside of the building we were in.
Yeah.
Which was brilliant. Did you enjoy playing Halo Reach? Or was it you were more...
I wouldn't play it again.
No?
No.
I'm not going to argue with you because it's a Halo game. I usually have enough out of them from playing one go-through on the story mode.
I really like playing with you and Lee.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun. But this is probably the least fun I've had playing a game with you guys. Not because of you guys, but because the game was just so tremendously, arse-achingly boring.
The Division 2.
No, I would rather play the Division 2 than play Halo Reach again.
Okay. Acceptable.
The thing is, right, at least in the Division 2, so little was going on that regular old conversation could happen. Whereas in Reach, most of the conversation that happened was conversation about Halo.
Not going to argue. Yeah.
Which is fine. We're playing Halo. You want to talk about Halo? That's fine. But it's a bit like taking me to a soccer game and insisting that we talk about soccer the entire time. All I'm going to do is glass over and fall asleep.
Yes. It did kind of feel like that occasionally when we were just talking, me and Lee, and it's like you just sort of stood there shooting the floor.
I never actually fell asleep. I do want to put that out there. But, I'm glad I played it. And because I say the same thing about games as I say about films. I can't say I don't like or that something is shit until I've played or watched or experienced or whatever that particular thing.
Correct.
Same as you will never ever hear me have an actual opinion on Twilight movies because I've never watched one. I've never watched one because I'm pretty sure I'm going to hate myself for every minute that it's on my telly. But you'll never hear me say that the film is shit because I've never seen it.
No, I fully respect your opinion on everything.
And I say the same about games. I know Halo's not for me. I know it's not, which is why I don't play it. But I don't say it's a massive bag of wank because I've never played it. Now, Halo Reach now is a massive bag of wank.
I have played most Halo games. I finished one, I found out, because I was looking through my record.
Yeah.
I think I finished two, I think, as well, when I checked my record. I'm pretty sure when I fired up MCC to play Reach,
yeah.
Two was on my record as completed, so I need to work on three, but I have finished three in the past.
Yeah.
I finished ODST and I finished Reach. Now I finished Reach twice. And Reach and ODST are my two favourites.
Do I at any point get to see someone's face?
Character you play as?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge, unless Spartan Locke takes his helmet off at any point during Halo 5, which I've not played. Because I've also not finished Halo 4, because I got so far into the story and got bored because I was playing on my own.
What about an actual, like, top-level bad guy? Is there, like, a real, you know, like a leading bad guy that I can get to know at any point in this series?
Yes. So there's no bad guy to your knowledge in Reach because you are just the first wave.
Yeah, so I understand that Reach
everything
happens before Combat Evolved, so you don't
Yep.
necessarily know people. But okay, so what I'm asking is, so in three, the last three full Killzone games out of four, there are antagonists with names and faces and stories and stuff that you can get behind. You can understand why they're doing shit. You don't necessarily like them, but, well, frankly, one of them is Ray Winston, and he should win everything. But do you see what I mean?
Yeah. I know. I totally get it.
There is balance to the story that I'm playing, and it didn't feel like there was any of that in Reach. Granted, I didn't see much of the story, but it didn't feel like there was any balance. It just felt like I was mowing down endless supplies of aliens.
So yes, the Reach is just endless supplies of aliens because it is an invasion to Reach, and you are trying to repel it.
Okay.
That is the story. Is that it's just prior to one? Is that's the fall of Reach?
Mm-hmm.
Halo 1 Combat Evolved, whatever the fuck it is, I think is again very similar. I don't think there's any particular villain to it.
Yeah.
Halo 2, I think, has now. This is someone who has got very little understanding of Halo universe, explaining to someone who's got no understanding of Halo. I think 2 is the introduction of the Flood.
Okay.
Which is another alien race that is essentially a parasite, which takes control over whatever the fuck it happens to pick up corpse-wise, whether they're human or Covenant. And again, I think there is no specific enemy apart from the leaders of the Covenant. Being the prophets.
Okay.
I think the Prophet of Truth is the main villain to 3, which you kill more or less 60% of your way through the story of 3, and you are assisted by the Flood at that point because they know the Overmind of the Flood knows it's a common enemy kind of trait.
Yeah.
Where what the Prophet of Truth wants to essentially glass the entire galaxy.
Okay.
To get rid of the Flood. So the Flood, like, yeah, okay, we'll help you because we don't want to die, and we know that you don't want to die. So problem solved. And then you do some other stuff. I think you try and destroy the rings, and you get then lost in space. ODST is another one of. ODST is set during and around one or two missions from Halo 3.
Yeah.
Prior to the Flood arriving on Earth.
Okay.
So it's like there's a mission of the invasion of the Covenant to Earth, and then the Flood arrive like halfway through the following mission on Halo 3, but ODST is set during that entire time frame,
Yeah.
right up until the Flood arrive. I think. Pretty sure the Flood aren't in ODST at all.
Okay.
So it's like you miss out by like an hour.
Yeah.
Halo 4, I can't comment on too much because I've not played it very much. But again, I don't think there's a particular villain to it. And 5, again, not played it. But the way that it was advertised is that it was Locke versus Chief.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's what all of the marketing was for. But I think that's like maybe like 1.5 scenes of it happening, and the rest of the game is just like typical linear humans versus aliens.
Very nice.
Although it's the Covenant aren't in 4 and 5, and the Flood aren't. It's a different alien species.
The
I think.
fuck?
Yeah, like I think the alien species is slightly hinted at in Reach when they talk about how these are structures that were created before us, like by the Forerunners or something they call them, and then that's the alien species that's in 4 and 5 is the. But this is me just guessing because I've not played them.
I'll be honest. If you wrote down a plot overview to the Halo universe and then a plot overview to, say, Mass Effect, I don't think I'd be able to tell the difference between the two.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your honesty, Brooks.
I, I try. I can't. I can't. I draw the line when you say we're playing Star Trek Online next. I draw the line there. I will not be
No,
playing Star Trek Online.
I'm not going to force Star Trek Online on literally anybody. I'm not going to force Star Trek Online on any of my enemies.
No.
I barely want to play it myself.
But for the most part, I'm quite happy to play most things if it means I just get to sit and shoot the shit with you guys for a couple of hours, for a couple of nights in a row, and that works for me. So, chuck on all the Halos you want. Bring it on.
I need to find a game for April.
I'm still trying to figure out what to do for March.
Doom.
It comes at the end of March, and it seems like an arsehole move to expect people to have a brand new game available to play.
Well, my guess is that Lee's going to buy Doom.
Yeah.
My guess is that you're going to buy Doom.
My hope is to buy Doom. Certainly. Depends on how much Fright Fest Glasgow cost me.
And assuming that I am renting Doom and I actually get it sent to me because I will have the space in my queue to have it sent to me, I would prefer to play it as early as possible so I can send it back rather than having a game with me for several months waiting for your turn to select Doom, seeing as April is my month. And I'd rather not burn my choice on a game I don't want to play unless I can guarantee you're going to do the same at some other point in the year and be like, ha, fuck you, we're going to play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer.
God, no.
During one of your months. Just imagine that.
No, I'm good. That sounds like a terrible plan.
It'd be nice if Gears Tactics was multiplayer, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
I was kind of having a look around. I can't find much in the way of like 3-player co-op that isn't multiplayer.
Yeah.
At least with Doom, because the multiplayer is 2-on-1, and that's it. So it's asymmetric 2-on-1 multiplayer. So that you can spend a couple of hours dicking around doing that and then be done with it.
I mean, trying to think. Left 4 Dead 2 is backwards compatible, I think.
Okay. Cool, that's going back a bit.
But Left 4 Dead 2 is also fucking hilarious.
You say that. What about... Because World War Z's on Game Pass.
It is.
And that is very similar. That is basically it's shit Left 4 Dead in 4K.
What's the free-running nighttime zombie games? Dying Light.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are Dying Light's co-op. Dying Light's actually a fair amount of fun as well.
Is it 3-player?
It's up to 4, so yeah.
Oh.
I was playing Dying Light with some friends, and we managed to get ourselves to a point where we were almost completely leveled because there was an XP glitch before even unlocking the day-night cycle.
Nice.
So it's like the day-night cycle was based on your location on the map. So the closer you got to the next mission, the darker it got to try and like keep you going forwards of like, here is daytime. We don't want to give you nighttime until you unlock the beastie from nighttime.
Yeah.
Then as soon as you unlock the beastie from nighttime, then the day and night cycle actually unlocks properly. And you have to try and remember to go back to a safe point
Yeah.
for when nighttime happens. But because we'd over leveled ourselves to the point where it was like almost completed XP
Yeah.
based on our glitch, it's like unlock the night cycle, and we were just like, it was nighttime, and we were just fucking up the main beastie from night times. It's like the
Nice.
thing that you're supposed to be afraid of and run away from at all times. We were just fucking killing loads of them outside the fucking spawn.
Nice.
Yeah, so Dying Light's a relatively decent shout, if not World War Z or possible Left 4 Deadness.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's backwards compatible.
Well, Dying Light would work.
Be nice if they had a Left 4 Dead 3.
It's never going to happen.
No.
Valve can't count to 3, mate. It's never going to happen.
Well, there's a new. What's it called? Half-Life Alex or Vance or something?
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is not a sequel or something.
Isn't that the VR one?
Possibly. Oh god, imagine Left 4 Dead VR.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. So if anyone listening has any ideas for some co-op games, answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
Please don't pick something that I really don't want to play.
Oh, is it 3-player? Hold on. I'm gonna Google this. If it's 3-player, I might add this to the list. Just tell me about the co-op, motherfuckers. I know it's co-op.
If Resident Evil 6 had 3-player co-op, I'd suggest that, but it doesn't. I liked Resident Evil 6.
I've never played it. I just couldn't.
It's on Xbox One.
It is?
Do it. Get it.
No.
We'll play it. We should play it at some point.
Maybe.
It's a terrible fucking Resident Evil story, as per every Resident Evil story since, well, 2.
Hey, no, Resident Evil 3 is great.
But it's a fun game to play. Plus, it's the first Resident Evil game where you can actually move and shoot at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't move quickly. It's like literally, it's like you've got your gun pointed up and you walk slowly, but you can move and shoot at the same time. And all of the new characters they introduce are fucking assholes.
Nice.
But there are some fun sections to it, and it's got 4 campaigns to go through.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not long
up
campaigns.
To 4-player co-op.
But... Oh god, what are we playing?
Homefront: The Revolution. Undoubtedly one of the worst video game experiences I've had in the last couple of years. I even happen to know that Colm has a copy of Homefront, so if we need a 4th player, I might even drag him in to play with us. If you're listening, Colm. Love it.
Just trying to work out how long I have to be silent until you just hang up on yourself.
No.
just the no.
That would be outstanding.
That would no.
It was a lot of fun when I played it with Colin. It was a lot of fun, but it's much harder than you expect it to be.
You know what else is a lot of fun?
Go on.
What you have to do to get syphilis.
Well, yeah. But then you're stuck with syphilis.
Yes, and it doesn't matter how much fun, you will have ended up playing Homefront: Revolution.
I know. It's like video game AIDS. It just won't go away. This seems like a good point to wrap it up for the day.
I think so. I think it's our friendship's definitely over.
Mate, our friendship was over when you made me play fucking Halo.
Look, right, I thought it's only fair that you can suffer playing a game. At some point, one of us needs to pick something that's going to make Lee suffer. What do we like that he doesn't?
I have no idea. Lee plays literally everything.
We need to find a game that Lee doesn't like and make him play it. Lee, what games don't you like that have co-op? Let us know. Anyway, Brooks,
Yes, mate.
where can people find you?
I spend the entirety of my life on Twitter. I am at Brooker411 on Twitter, and you can find me there ranting and raving and chatting bollocks. Currently about the Oscars, because it's Oscar season.
Yeah, Oscars.
And as always, the Oscars were bullshit. And as always, the Oscars forget everything about horror movies and fuck the Oscars.
Okay. I am the John_CU on Twitter. On Xbox Live, I'm Long Dong Silver. And on Steam, I am the John, which you will usually see me playing Football Manager. That's how you know it's the one the right one you found.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to just chat to me on Steam, I will probably be in the middle of a match or doing something on Football Manager, which I discovered you can actually see what the person you're talking to on Steam chat is doing. So at one point, I messaged one of my friends saying, have you considered buying such and such player while he was negotiating a contract with them just to scare them?
Nice. Is it just within Football Manager? Or if I start having a conversation with you on Steam, it's suddenly going to go, John has closed his Football Manager tab and has just opened Pornhub and is searching for Asian MILFs.
I don't know if it does that, but I would hope it does.
I would hope it doesn't.
So if you aren't interested in Asian MILFs or Brooker or myself, you can find Character Unlock as a group on Twitter.
Two of those three aren't on Pornhub.
Character Unlock on Pornhub, Character Unlock on Twitter and MySpace and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and other places.
I feel old. Is TikTok a thing that we have to be on?
Yes, only because occasionally I've seen relatively hilarious TikTok videos. Like, I think I watched one earlier of a man who grabbed his dog's tail and started twisting it around like a wind-up toy, and then the dog started spinning in circles.
Nice.
Another one of a cat sitting on the side of a bath. So the person in the bath slowly pushed its tail under the water. The cat jumped down, realized its tail was wet, couldn't understand, and just spent the time just walking in circles trying to work out why its tail was wet.
Okay.
Mostly just do TikTok videos just for the hilarious cats and dogs videos. Same reason I go on Reddit mostly. See the video games with cats.
See, I go on Reddit for some of the stupid subreddits I found. Am I the Arsehole is quite a good one. I like Am I the Arsehole.
I like malicious compliance.
Yeah.
And also to go with that, delicious compliance, which is roughly the same thing, only for kitchen stuff.
And the Choosing Beggars is a good sub, actually. I like Choosing Beggars. But, yeah. Yeah, that's that might be us.
Yep.
Oh, did I tell you I'm looking at maybe starting another podcast with a friend of mine?
How many podcasts do you have now?
Only one so far. But yeah, I'm possibly, maybe, doing a horror film podcast with a mate.
Not me.
What, you don't watch horror films?
What
would be the point?
I'm just trying to put out there that I don't want to be on it at any point ever.
I mean, I am aware that I like to talk a lot on this podcast, but it would be really stupid to go, "Hi, this is the new horror podcast with Brooker and John," and I'm just going to talk the entire time because John doesn't do horror films.
No, I meant I'm not going to be there as like a guest or anything either. It was like you need like a third man to be on there at some point, and I'm not doing it.
I'm to be honest, I'm hoping that it takes off a little bit. I've not done anything for it yet. But yeah, it's me and a mate, and she wants to do a podcast and a bit of a blog, and I was like, you know what, that would be nice, because I've kind of taken a step back from writing for the sites I write for, but I already miss it. But I can't do something like that on my own.
So you're doing a horror one with a person?
Yes, with my mate Emma.
Sounds cool. And it's all about scary stuff.
I just literally, this is out of conversation's sake. I'm not plugging anything because there's currently nothing to plug.
Are you going to be the Spooky Whale podcast?
No, I am not.
That's a shame.
Anyways,
say goodbye, Brooks.
Goodbye, Brooks.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye.